All right, hot CPI data came out this morning, made it look like our alt season was canceled. Bitcoin headed back down sub 90K, and then boom, Tulsi Gabbard gets confirmed. We start pumping again. Everything is great. Everyone's friends again. This is the life of a crypto degen here. One day you're up, the next moment you're down, and then the next hour you're up even more. This is how it goes in crypto. Welcome all to the blockchain basement. We got a whole stack of stories here. I am still lamenting the fact that Isaac is not going to be with me next week.
And now it's going to suck.
Yeah.
I'm going to miss it.
I'm going to miss it. But you know what? You got to take care of yourself. You got to go out there, shred the pow-pow. Understandably so. Mr. Mark, you can ban the truth, but you can never kill the
Amen.
The truth is more than just a man. He's an idea. Ban me, daddy. What have you done to these people?
I've melted your minds.
Oh my
I've melted your minds.
LYB Productions. This is the Bitcoin way. Atone One Love. Nate 707. Fade and Tradfi. Sack Nasty, of course. Falco. Bubba's Crypto. And Nicole Administrator Nick Dunn. Welcome all to the blockchain basement. If you're not already following us, you're doing yourself a disservice, folks. At Druth Crypto on Twitter, but our YouTuber is just blowing up. I am loving this. Where are we at? Are we going at 72.5 during the show, man? This is like 200 subs a night at this rate.
Yeah, almost 300.
We're cooking with gasoline, Isaac. We've figured it out, man. I am so excited for the 100,000 subscriber plaque.
I am currently rock hard.
You know what?
You know what? That's how we're going to start off today, okay?
We're plugging things in. We're getting the juices flowing here, so to speak. And this is the life I live. You know what I mean? I came out with a video last night. I did warn people what will happen if Ron Paul is put in place at the Federal Reserve. This is a price I'm willing to pay, folks. So this video, pretty important to know the level of cataclysm we are heading into in terms of Congress taking aim at the Federal Reserve, even the conversation of Ron Paul leading it up. That's just kind of like this is don't say I didn't warn you video. If you haven't already seen it, it is going to be worth the watch. Just so you know the level of what's at stake here over the next year. Thank you for the super chat. This is the Bitcoin way $2 super chat. Win 100K party. At this rate, we'd probably be hitting 100K. I don't know, man. The videos, like, they're starting to hit like a 1.5 million views a month.
Yeah.
If it keeps increasing, though, we could probably get there before, say, April. You know what I mean? Like, April feels like a move.
Maybe soon.
Honestly, though, March, I feel like March is when all of this sadness and all this dismay, even not just for Bitcoin, for altcoins, is really kind of dissipating. And yeah, you know, like we had that moment of Christmas Eve where historically things should have dropped off, and they did to a degree. Bitcoin dominance putting in higher highs. It's going to keep fighting into March. I can tell. Just the vibe I got right now, but I'm staying convicted. And I also added big to a altcoin, an old school altcoin that a lot of people ain't thinking is worth shit. But I am married to the absolute crypto oracle, Tiana, the love of my life. And she honestly basically never misses. And I'll tell you the coin that I got when we get into the altcoin section. This woman is she's a woman on fire. So I couldn't disregard what she said. The other things I wanted to buy, like Arrow, Ondo, Morpho, I already had really strong bags of anyways. Obviously heavily overexposed to Chainlink. This thing is pretty. My engineering buddy's title is Erection Engineer. It's a real thing. That's huge.
That's base.
That's huge.
That's hard. That's
absolutely. I think it's prefabbed concrete buildings. I can't remember. Tilt Up. He might be in the Tilt Up. I am tilted.
I'm tilted. I'm hard.
All right. So now, oh God, Ducey does. Hold on. I was gonna hop in everything, but Ducey does crypto. The bank extended my lock limit. I'm assuming he's talking about a HELOC,
probably
home equity line of credit, or maybe just a line of credit. Gonna buy with even more debt soon. Unhinged, bro. Unhinged. All right. Now, here we go. We're going to Netflix, folks. Netflix is exploring partnerships with podcasters to bring video podcasts to its platform. We are going to apply for this, Isaac.
100%.
We got the chops. We can be on Netflix. They're not like in the I had to do away with a Netflix subscription a while back, and really, I've seen them kind of turn a leaf a little bit, but they've got a little bit more work to do. But we could infiltrate it from within.
Indeed,
and be that based platform for everyone to go to. BJ is going to get back on this show because he's going to want to talk about what I hammered into.
In the words of me, when he stops calling yo ass and starts calling into the show.
Yeah. I mean, we talk like every night, I feel like, and we, pontificate. We console each other on our altcoin bags. We're gonna be talking to him. There's a lot of stuff coming for what's on BJ's mind. Now, also, Tulsi Gabbard confirmed. Michael Saylor reposted this just now, just in pro Bitcoin. Tulsi Gabbard has now officially been fully confirmed as the Director of National Intelligence. This is fantastic news. Likely seeing this Senate vote, hinting to me that we're likely also going to see Robert F. Kennedy confirmed as well.
Yeah.
Robert F. Kennedy passed the nomination vote, and now he's going to go to the full Senate vote. Thank you very much, Matthew King, for gifting a membership. Very cool of you. Justin picked it up. That might be my step. No, that's not the Justin I know in Colorado, but good to know you, Justin. Now, Zach Nasty. Are you doing it?
I know. I just banned someone. That's all I need to do.
All right. Fair enough. I think Robert Cossin. I don't know how to say his last name.
Robert got banned.
Robert got banned. There it is. Now, inflation data. Hot. This is from Zero Hedge. CPI came in 0.5% month over month. Expectations were 0.3%. A little hotter than they were thinking. CPI core inflation is at 0.4%. Month over month expectations were at 0.3%. Again, slightly above what they were thinking in terms of the Federal Reserve and the moneymakers.
Yep.
CPI 3% year over year. Expectations were 2.9%, and CPI core 3.3% year over year, and they expected 3.1%. So then we see Bitcoin, oil, it fell. Very sad. Down to 94,000. Sadness at an all-time high. And it basically hit 94,000 flat. That's kind of interesting. We are still trapped in purgatory. There is no doubt. This is good to see. These are on 4-hour graphs. Let's go to the daily here. Let's back up even more. And I meant to start trading on BTCC.
Yeah.
Our new awesome freaking partner that's going to be rolling into our closed group where me, Josh, DZ, Kelly are all going to kind of combine forces for trading calls here. I'm going to be putting in BTCC. It's kind of interesting to see these wicks. I mean, this is absolutely nuts. These are on daily candles, just down to the up and then recentered, down and to the up, recentered, down to the up, recentered again, another one. It kind of looks like she's coiling. She might be ready to choose violence and make another attempt up to the top end of this range here, because there's been a lot of selling off, a lot of purgatory, and some huge bottom signals that crypto has had over the past 2 weeks. I put out the post earlier today. Crypto has had so many bottom signals this past 2 weeks. I'm literally shaking right now with this kitty cat protecting his family from the LGBTQ
alphabet community.
But yeah, I just put it out. Like, we've had so many headwinds this past 2 weeks, and we still haven't sold below $90,000. Kind of feeling like a bottom here. And let's dig into this Fed news. What's going on? The Fed is actually getting grilled by Congress right now. The Fed's worst nightmare just got worse. The inflation just jumped 0.5% in 1 month, the largest increase since August of 2023. Core CPI inflation, yada, yada, was expected at 3.1, but it went to 3.3. What does it mean? Headline CPI was expected to remain flat. Instead, this is the largest jump in hitting 6-month highs. This has huge implications. Gets even worse. The headline CPI by 0.5% month over month, above those 3.3 thoughts. The mark of the 0.5 increase is the highest since August of 2023. Not even early 2024 rebounds in inflation saw CPI jump this month in just 1 month. 5 days ago, we posted the chart surging inflation expectations. consumers' 12-month inflation expectations are up 4.3%, the highest since November of 2023. So kind of a fast velocity move on inflation returning, but unexpected. Here's Trump talking about it. Says interest rates should be lowered, something which could go hand in hand with upcoming tariffs. Let's rock and roll, America. The short-term growing pains I've been talking about that we will experience likely from these tariffs are probably going to force the hand of the Fed to lower interest rates against their wishes.
Yeah.
Just looking at this from the outside looking in, they're having to act essentially hawkish right now to a degree. They see inflation coming back, and honestly, like the tariffs are going to probably play into that. But at a point, the hand is going to be forced. Trump is speaking and signing executive orders today at 2:30 p.m. as well.
Eastern Standard Time.
Eastern Standard Time. We're going to be covering that. The shorts, I like making shorts out of those executive orders, just concisely exactly what happened, kind of condenses the information. And yes, Peter John, let's move the conversation to just flat out abolishing the Federal Reserve. Now, traders are shifting the next Fed rate cut to December from September. So traders, in light of all of the hot CPI data, are like, look, we're not going to get any interest cuts till the end of 2025. And they changed that from what was September expectations of Fed cuts. When is the next Fed meeting? I think it's 30 days from now, isn't it?
I think it's like the end of March.
Yeah, let's see here. What do we got? 35 days from now.
35 days. Cool.
Expectations sitting at 97%, still sure that rates are going to remain the same / hawkish. But you know what? The tariffs probably going to play into that. Also, this is a very important question. Between Team Red and Team Blue, which team are you going with to fight out of a building full of gunfire, full of chaos? Let's say you ended up in, what is this? What's a good one? Like New York?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Things just going nuts. People's heads are getting lobbed off.
Yeah,
Illegals everywhere.
Sounds about right. Scroll down a little bit to Team Blue. I want to see who else we got.
So we got Jason Bourne leading up Team Blue. Got Luke Hobbs, Rambo. Rambo's this is a big one.
Yeah.
Rambo's a big one. Adam Clay, aka Jason Statham. Great limber movements from Statham.
Indeed.
Ethan Hunt. This guy's all show. That's all
fair.
show. So you basically got Jason Bourne, Luke Hobbs. He's gonna peter out once he runs out of steroids to keep his ego going. Yeah. Rambo, though, he ain't nothing to fuck with.
Amen.
And then Jason Statham. Jason's pretty good too.
I'm going Team Red, though.
Well, you got to look at the Team Red. Yeah.
I know.
Jack Reacher, 6'5", built like a brick house, can probably punch a hole through a car. John Wick, excellent in real life gun manipulation skills. James Bond, this guy ain't shit. I doubt this guy would be.
That's fair.
Bama, no idea who the hell this is. Kind of looks like a wrestler, maybe, though. Maybe I'm being too giving. And then Tyler Rake.
Have you ever seen Extraction?
Dude, one of the best.
Dude, I've watched both of those. I watched those religiously. Those are insane movies.
I mean, just looking at I'm going Team Red. I want to disagree with you. Are you going Team Red too?
I'm going Team Red too, because as soon as I saw Tyler Rake on there, I knew where I was going.
Yeah. Chuck Norris is the only one I need.
You're lucky you did a super chat there. I would have banned you.
What is wrong with Chuck? Chuck Norris is awesome, bro. Chuck can throw down.
I believe it.
Yeah, Chuck can throw down. So yeah, let me know in the chat. I mean, does Rambo make up? It's basically all on Stallone and Statham's shoulders for this situation, in my opinion. Like the Rock looks great. Can't imagine he's going to outwit Rambo or Adam Clay there. But I'm going Team Red. Let me know in the chat who wins on that one. I just had to do it. I had to do it. In real life, gun skills matter, man.
That is very true.
There's one thing looking good and then talking good. There's another thing about being good, and that is a very, very big difference. So here's something that is being very, very bad. Highlighted by the Department of Government Efficiency. Federal employee retirements are processed using paper by hand in an old limestone mine in Pennsylvania. 700 mine workers operate 230 feet underground to process 10,000 applications per month, which are stored in manila envelopes in cardboard boxes. The retirement process takes multiple months. Why in the hell?
I don't even know. I thought,
this is
I don't
real.
even know. Holy.
This is real. We're putting the retirement documents in a mine 230 feet below and below ground thing. Fine. Like, how about like maybe put it on like secure data servers or something? Like, why are we still doing this? Makes no sense.
It's in the 1800s anymore.
Yeah,
Jesus.
it's just we need to wake up and kind of move this system into the next stage of life here. It's time to wake up, Grandpa. Now, Elon Musk put this out. At this point, he's 100% certain that the magnitude of fraud in the federal entitlements, aka Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid, welfare, disability, etc., exceed the combined sum of every private scam you've ever heard of.
Jeez.
By far, not even close. There is a lot of work on the shoulders of Elon Musk still ahead. Godspeed to him. I don't have to take the chip brain just because I like what he's doing, cutting the government down to its shin bones here. I will never take the chip brain. But I do appreciate that he's highlighting all the fraud that is going on at the executive and judicial level. What happened?
You are banned!
That happened.
What?
That happened. I just got told that I look like a in the closet Backstreet Boys super fan.
It's the necklace. It's definitely the necklace. I'm a closet Alanis Morissette enjoyer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know who I've been listening to a lot of recently?
Who's that?
It's going to have to be, dude, Title Flight and what Origami.
Title Flight and Origami?
Origami Angel. Yeah.
Never heard of her. Never
Pretty
heard of her.
good.
You're going to have to show me before the show sometime. You know?
100%.
I'm a fan of good music. Now, Judge John Bates, his wife, gets funded by USAID. This is the serious conflict of interest since her funding relies on the Trump administration. Recall Bates, the judge who ordered Trump administration to restore websites and information on gender ideology and sex change operations. His wife, Carol, is the founder of Hope for Children in Ethiopia and has been a very long-term recipient of U.S. aid. This is a clear conflict of interest that this judge has in trying to fight back against Trump. And honestly, all these judges, yeah, it's the law of the land. You can't do this. You can't unwind the deep state that we've had in place for 50 years. Watch us. Okay, the gloves are off. We know the election was stolen. Where'd your 20 million votes go? Right? No one ever came and answered that. Why did you have 20 million less votes this time? So what you're going to see is things done in a different manner. And it's just the way it goes. Not sorry, not sorry. And also, this is a great highlight. Wall Street maverick willing to bet that the Patriot Fund was also funded by U.S. aid.
Jeez.
Man, I'll bet you he's right about that. I will bet you he is right. This is Elon talking. Let's have a listen. This is Elon in the Oval Office talking about what's coming next.
Right. Well, we do find it sort of rather odd that there are quite a few people in the bureaucracy who have ostensibly a salary of a few $100,000, but somehow manage to accrue tens of millions of dollars in net worth while they are in that position. Which is, what happened to USAID. We're just curious as to where it came from. Maybe they're very good at investing, in which case we should take their investment advice, perhaps. But there seems to be mysteriously they get wealthy. We don't know why. Where does it come from? And I think the reality is that they're getting wealthy at taxpayer expense.
Man, he is going straight for the throat.
I love it.
Nancy Pelosi on the tip of Elon Musk's tongue right there. And he's asking, how in the hell are they tens of millions of dollars? And they have a few $100,000 per year salary. Incredible investing? Or do they have inside info that they're leveraging against the American people? It's a question that must be answered, and I am excited to hear what comes on the other end of this. And this is basically what's happening in the Department of Government Efficiency right now.
Okay, people, we've discovered some incredible abuses of the budget. I mean, really, where are you getting off with these insane expenditures? $10 million spent on body positivity for Haitians in captivity. $8 million on glitter bombs for Saudi Arabian imams. And $9 million on chocolate fondue for East Ukrainian Hebrews.
Damn, right to chocolate fondue is anyone, you Nazi!
Well, I'm sorry, but it has to be cut.
No! If you support...
At most, half as much as we currently are on easy bake ovens for Saudi Arabian covens.
I don't want to live. I don't want to live. I don't want to live.
Don't do it. You have so much to live for.
Like what?
If it's promoting alternative fuels to Afghani polycules, I have that news for you. Oh, and lastly, we cut all funding for free handgun ammunition for all U.S. aid positions.
Oh my god, dude. I'm just so happy, you guys. Like, this time frame of humanity that we have entered in, this administrative revolution that we are upon, is just so delicious. And the tears taste like the sound of Capistrano. Now, what do we got? So we got some super chats here. Put Nancy Pelosi and Mitch McConnell in prison. Agreed, Ada Warrior. Absolutely. Ada Warrior, I wonder if the Cardano people have a gang, or is it now Warriors?
I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if they went from gang to warrior.
You got to have a gang or a war cult or something like that. Here in the crypto rice fields, things get sticky. Nicole Ministator, $2 super chat. Drew, check out the group Little Big. Is that a Telegram group?
I believe it's a band.
Oh,
Like
Little
bands,
Big. Okay,
yeah.
okay. I'll check them out. Thank you for the recommendation. I like good music recommendation.
Amen.
Now, U.S. troops are not going to deploy to Ukraine under a peace deal. This is Pete Hegseth talking about it. U.S. troops are not looking like they're going to be headed to Ukraine, but I also had some breaking news. Let's see if I can find it here on the bookmarks here. Dangerous place to keep up here, but we're going in. Oh, here it is. New statement from President Trump just came out about a half hour ago. Had a lengthy and highly productive phone call with President Vladimir Putin of Russia. They discussed Ukraine, the Middle East, energy, artificial intelligence, the power of the dollar, and various other subjects. Both reflected great history of our nations and the fact that we fought so successfully together during World War II. Remembering that Russia lost tens of millions of people, and we likewise lost so many. We each talked about the strengths of our respective nations and the great benefit that we will someday have in working together. This is Trump fucking starting the peace deal with Russia. Right there, today, Trump is getting the beginnings of an actual peace deal on the table. In my opinion, once people realize that this is actually happening, that's going to be pretty damn bullish. That's going to be the white swan everyone doesn't expect.
Yeah.
Right? Russia actually respecting the new United States president, having a man-to-man conversation, not a man to a shell of a man conversation with Joe Biden. And Putin wasn't even willing to talk to Kamala.
No.
You're kidding yourselves if you think that Kamala had any chance of discussion other than just being railroaded by Vladimir Putin. So it is nice to see we don't have plans to send troops to the Ukraine. And we also are setting up a peace deal with Russia. And we've also worked out an agreement. Trump has said that Ukraine has agreed to repay us by letting us come in there and take all their rare earth minerals. So major domination moves by Trump across. I mean, absolutely crazy. Jay with the $2 super chat. Ada has bowls. The guys that service their wives. Oh my God.
Jesus.
Oh my God. See, what are all the people that don't like Cardano going to do if Hoskinson actually cozies up with them and finds any portion of use case for Cardano with the U.S. government? What happens then?
Don't know. Moon.
I mean, you know.
Yeah, I know.
Like, that's just something that's like undeniable. I understand that the price has been, and they have years. The people that are anti-ADA have years of, and then it's like 3 to 6 months of, oh, I fucked up. And then it's back to land. So we'll see. We shall see. Is that what they call them? Bowls? For their wives?
I guess they call them bowls now.
Zach Nasty, the only gloves are off he wants to hear is from his proctologist. Things are getting weird down here.
Where did he say that shit? I'm gonna find it.
He's looking for you. Now, let's go here. Liberal Canadians talking about what might happen to Canada seeing Trump's move.
This is how easy it is to get my wife's blood pressure up. Hey, sweetie.
Yeah.
Did you hear the Liberal Canadians are wanting to go to war with the U.S.?
The liberal Canadians want to go to war with the U.S.
Yes, the man pawn lovers.
Oh my gosh, Canada's so embarrassing. Like, can we just stop being embarrassing for like 3 seconds? Because I'm having to lie to people and tell them I'm from Minnesota because that's how embarrassing it is. Like, these liberals couldn't fight their way out of a wet paper bag.
No.
Like, what are they going to use? They banned the pew-pews. What are they going to use? Tampons and dildos and ask their mom to drive them to the battlefield? Well, guess what? That actually takes oil and gas. But I guess they didn't think about that one. What a freaking joke. Like, you're going to go against, what, the most powerful, like, military power in the world, and you think Canada's going to win that one? Are you freaking kidding me?
Oh, man. So the shot, again, they have to act like they're from Minnesota. That hits deep for me. You know, that hits deep. Because most of my family, they came from Luxembourg. They went to Montana and North Dakota, of all places. You go from Luxembourg to North Dakota, really? Now the Canadians having to act like they're from Minnesota just to, remain a little bit more base for their family. I really don't think that we're going to see a hot conflict per se between Canada and the United States. Trudeau probably going to get ousted. Oliver probably going to take over, and they'll probably work out a more reasonable deal between the two nations. It just will take time. They're further far gone than the United States was.
Yeah.
The pendulum needs to swing harder back to the other way, and it's going to take longer to get there. So, don't you know? I love when my grandma talks, we're going to the Pomida, don't you know? It's like the cutest thing in the world. And she's like a Cherokee woman, hardcore Cherokee woman. She's covered in cheetah print, and she's got 2 fists full of gold rings on. Like, absolutely incredible. I love you, Grammy. Now, here's XRP's Brad Garlinghouse talking about Trump and the setup for 2025.
But the challenge, as you know well, is the U.S. has had this very hostile. The Biden administration has been waging a war on crypto, and I think an unlawful war. Courts have agreed with us on that. And we're finally seeing that kind of unlocked in a Trump embraced crypto, and crypto embraced Trump. And I think we're seeing that reflect in kind of how the markets have reacted since the election. So we want them to have a role. And as you know well, one of the biggest problems the crypto industry has had isn't the idea there's too much regulation. It's just the regulation's not even clear. We're trying to apply laws from literally 1946, a famous Supreme Court case called the Howey test. We're trying to apply that to a digital asset industry that's been developed in the last 10, 15, 20 years. And so it just doesn't fit. And I think as we bring this new, really the Trump cabinet to bear, getting those clear rules, which we've been asking for under the Biden administration for years, I think we're finally going to get that clarity, which will help the U.S. lead again. And I think, Trump talks about making America great again. I think he's going to make crypto great again in the United States.
Very hopeful for this guy to be right about this, man, because it has been painful being utility maxi for the last 8 years. Holy shit. We are going to, in my opinion, see utility coins start to finally see that lifeblood. Oh, snap. Plume is hitting. There you go. A utility token. And that's like I hold XRP by accident still.
Yeah.
But Plume, RWAs, these things, a lot of the ISO tokens are going to be rebranding to RWA narratives. Here's Matthew King, my friend who was a United States congressman for 22 years, had 4 kids, could barely afford a house in D.C. with a roommate, I think. Lived in the expensive district. How rich from an expensive one? That is absolutely crazy. Imagine becoming a congressman and you still can barely hold it down. I mean,
I know.
Dude, 4 kids is hard. I had a difficult morning, okay? My kids, I don't know if it was my son or one of my daughters when she was looking for her jacket. One of them left the vehicle door open all night. I went to start the damn car. Nothing. And I just had it serviced. Just had all the things done. I was like, I'm doing right. I'm taking care of my things. And then boom. The morning is gone. I was lucky to be here. Thankfully, it's just that it was emptied out by the light. I have the things to kick it over and stuff like that. But it's tough out here for dads, man. But shout out to all the dads that go through it, though, and that stick to it. Because this, we're playing around in crypto and we're trying to create wealth, right? But the real wealth is legacy, and the way that your kids view you, the way that your wife views you, that's the real value in life. So, yes, I'm out here talking about all these amazing things with Doge and crypto and all these things happening. But the most important thing I emphasize everyone to focus on is the family at home. That is where the true memories and value is made, right there. Now, looks like some cool things are actually happening in Ondo. Yesterday, that fat finger, they accidentally posted this yesterday. They told us this before we were even supposed to know it.
Yep.
We're excited to announce strategic collaboration with World Liberty Fi from Ondo Finance, advancing the adoption of tokenized real-world assets and bringing traditional finance on-chain. World Liberty Fi is going to explore the integration of Ondo's tokenized assets into the World Liberty Fi network as a treasury reserve asset. Very, very good. Okay. Ondo being a treasury reserve asset, that's less back and forth, that's less dumping. They're using it to back the valuation of the company, including USDY, only available on non-US persons outside the US, and OUSG. World Liberty Fi plans to also integrate these tokens as securities from Ondo's upcoming global markets. They're having to highlight that it's not available to American persons as of yet into the World Liberty Fi platform. And then we saw this, the large rollout of really what World Liberty Fi is trying to do here. And they have what's called a macro strategy to serve as a robust financial backbone for World Liberty Fi and enabling them to enhance the stability by diversifying their holdings across a spectrum of tokenized assets, aiming to mitigate market volatility and ensure a resilient financial ecosystem. Very, very interesting things. They're doing partnerships with, obviously, Ondo. We see them buying up Chainlink. We see them buying up Aave. We see them buying up Athena. And then Tron for the Southeast Asia market.
Yeah.
Fading what World Liberty Fi is doing right now is probably going to be a pretty successful tactic over the course of this next year here. So, liking what they're doing. Incredible to see this with Trump and all of the violence that he's choosing administratively on the rest of the deep state is in a panic mode. It's so delicious to see. Now, also, Chainlink CCIP just went live. This is from Kyle Chassé. I talked to Kyle. I was actually hosting a show. He followed me. Kyle followed me. This is a guy I've been following and liking his content for years. So shout out to you, Kyle. Thanks for the follow, dude. Data streams and feeds are here. Sony Block Solutions Sonium mainnet just leveled up with Chainlink. Very, very juicy from my bags. And this is long-term Chainlink bull stuff here. But I am bricked up.
I am currently rock hard.
This is what it's about. Right there. And, you know, for someone that's trying to navigate this market, find crypto projects that have a tangible value longer term than just these fly-by-the-night meme coins, it's pretty simple. Chainlink, Aerodrome, Morpho, Ondo. Dare I say, I mean, Solana's definitely in there.
100%.
But also, Cardano's kind of painting itself in that point right now. I have to say it. I have to say it. There's no denying this meeting. Charles is probably going to be on the advisory board for the crypto coalition that's being put together by Trump.
I can see that.
What do you think? I mean, that's at a $40 billion market cap. Seeing these things happen for Cardano actually is giving me hope that we could be actually breaching above $200 billion market cap this cycle for Cardano. Now, $15 Cardano, pretty far away. But if he's in on the board, people are speculating and he's actually helping with, I mean, I would be surprised if Brad Garlinghouse from XRP is not on that board.
Yeah.
It's a very big American-based company. And this is beyond all of my aggravation with, you know, price action or market cap. I'm just acknowledging who the biggest crypto leaders are in the United States. These things are undeniable. Now, also, lending on Base has grown by 20x over the past year. So with this, largely Aave and Morpho and Moonwell are leading the charge when it comes to this. So when it comes to, you know, people in the DeFi sector, I'm just kind of highlighting this is where a lot of the actions already started to point to. And I had to have some exposure to DeFi, you know. So my picks, I mean, we've been bullish about Aave forever, but I wanted new ones. Morpho is a much heavier portion of my bag. I only have a small amount of Moonwell. It's kind of tapered out. It's basically like falling and stuck between 3 and 5 cents. Morpho fell just below $2. Again, I added to the position. I added to the position. It's what I had to do. But base is going to be the dominating factor for DeFi. And we also saw Morpho got listed on crypto.com exchange last night. This is very good. But it's also it's on the roadmap to be listed by Coinbase. I do wonder if they followed through with that yet. I know that it's still on the horizon. They had Morpho on the roadmap to post on Coinbase.
Yeah.
Let me just check here if it's been done. I haven't seen any post about it. Let's see. All right, click into this. Not done yet. So it's not live on Coinbase yet. I would bet my bottom dollar that's coming up, though. Bet my bottom dollar on that. Now, something I would not bet my bottom dollar on, which is absolutely insane to see. Pi token. This is a throwback. This is a throwback, boys and girls. Laughing my ass off. This will be the biggest airdrop of his career. This is YV. Pi token. I don't even know if it's still at $73 or whatever. This price is going to drop like a freaking Boeing 747 that just got worked on by a transvestite. Let's look at this. So Pi token. Bam. Did I actually just say that?
You did say that. It's okay. I had some worse things flying through my head.
Okay. Oh God.
Yeah, you know what I was thinking of.
I walked into this office. I was like, we're gonna behave. We're gonna be respectable. Okay. Okay. I see what you're looking.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
Pi token.
Pi token. Let's
go.
Price not tracked. So they took the price off of here. They took the freaking price off of here. Pi token I've had. Look, we even see Pi on Solana. Pi on Solana. So Pi token, for anyone that doesn't know, has been this. I mined I have like 400 tokens that it took me years to mine, and I've been on and off about it. Honestly, if I do see the mainnet go live, I am dropping that thing as quickly as possible.
100%.
No problems. No F's given. I don't care if Pi is available on Coinbase. That will be life changing. Dude, if they launch, I have 400 tokens total. But something about it is that the tokens you get, you have to have KYC'd yourself for, and then your network, the people that you invited in to mine with you, also have to KYC. It was not easy to KYC. You had to get in a queue, and then you were only randomly selected, so it was very, very difficult. So honestly, I'm kind of doubting that the Pi network's actually going to go live. If it does, it's being rumored that it's going live on the 20th. And I'll actually look at the app right here to get the up-to-date info. I believe I saw February 20th. They're planning to send the mainnet live. Yeah, so there it is. February 20th, 2025 will launch at 8 a.m. UTC. Millions of KYC, and they do have a lot of users. People have been doing this thing forever. It will be very, very interesting to see if this thing goes live or not. If it does, I'm YOLOing everything into probably Ondo. Probably Ondo. That's what I'd be doing. Because it's felt really weird that they didn't launch. They've been promising to launch forever. And, if it does, great. If not, whatever. Now, Pump.fun wiped out 287 million in Solana from circulation. This is that deflationary movement me and Taco were talking about like a year ago.
Yeah.
When we saw Pump.fun come out, you end up with locked liquidity. Here's a great example. What was that one you were looking at? The cloned animal?
Oh, Cybert.
Cybert. Let's go to Cybert.
That was a fun play for me.
This is a great example. And this is one of millions of tokens that are just like this, out just floating in the dead space on Solana. Let's see here. So Cybert. It's
Sibert.
Okay. Like a cloned animal, right?
Yep, first clone-born animal.
Right.
There it is.
And this, by no means am I showing you this thing like, hey, it's a buy.
You should buy this. No, it's dead. I promise you it's dead.
This is a very dead project, okay? Now, what happened was, and somehow Isaac escaped without losing his ass on this.
I bought the bottom and sold the top, motherfuckers.
Incredible. Very dangerous move.
Very, very dangerous.
But now you have a market cap of $20,000, and locked liquidity of $24,000 in Solana that will never see the light of day ever again. Ever. And so when we see posts like this now kind of, and this is from AIXBT, the AI agent, confirming just exactly how much Solana has been locked away. This deflationary action doesn't bring it even close to Bitcoin's deflationary pressure.
True.
But it does help slightly. It does help slightly. The platform is doing 116,000 Solana as weekly revenue. But guess what? They dumped the Solana, that's their weekly revenue, on your heads. And token launch imminent. So that's what's happening on Pump.fun. They take their revenue in Solana, they dump it, make their fiat currency. Solana gets a little dampened, but also the deflationary pressures there. You make the decision for yourself if that's good or not.
Indeed.
Honestly, like, I don't know. I'm more excited about the utility coins, the narratives around, like, I want to see Sergey. I want to see Charles Hoskinson. I want to see what's the guy that runs Solana's name? What's the leader of Solana?
I'll look it up.
Yeah, look it up for me. Because he's based out of San Francisco. Solana technically is an American-based crypto asset. They need to get more involved with this Made in America conversation, I think.
The president of the Solana Foundation?
Yeah, who is he?
It's Lily Liu.
So who's the founder? Look at the founder.
Let's take a look
Lily?
here. Got founder.
That's not the one. Let's see here.
Anatoly.
There it is.
Yakovenko.
Yes. Anatoly. We need Anatoly. We need Sergey. We need Charles Hosky. We need what's his name? Brad Garlinghouse would probably help.
Probably.
Jeb, I know everyone hates it. XLM, probably going to be in the mix. This is the utility coins that are going to be likely heard at the executive level on how crypto regulation should be done here in America. And I'm for it. Now, here's a good lesson from Crime with a Q. Crime Capital woke up this morning with 39 Solana of some random token named Trojan in my wallet. That's your first Q. Trojan.
Nice.
That's not a, if you see a scam token named Trojan, probably a bad sign.
Probably.
Didn't buy it. Somehow he woke up 7K richer. Went to sell the token, and immediately all of the Solana in his wallet was sucked through a straw into a scammer's possession, likely in India. Well, that's what would have happened if he was a naive retard, but luckily he's not dumb and have been doing this for a long time now. Security isn't really spoken about anymore. So that might be a good reminder. Weird stuff happens in crypto. Don't believe everything. If it's too good to be true, it's a scam. That's kind of what I feel like on those damn Pi tokens.
Probably.
That would be too nice for me. I don't just get enough money to buy a vehicle randomly. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but it's almost like the ticker was the name of one of the most notorious hacks of all time.
Oh,
the
yeah.
Trojan horse hack.
Oh, yeah.
Come on.
I mean, that's pretty clear. You know, and I could open my MetaMask and I see all kinds of, oh my gosh, I got $50,000 and, you know, I'm not even going to say the name so people don't go bet on these things. But I get hit up by these scam tokens, probably one a day. I have hundreds of them, and I've never had the account compromised because I never trust any of them. Never trust any of these random things. If you're not expecting an airdrop, if you're not expecting the crypto project in your wallet, it's likely going to drain your account. So there is that. And here, interesting note, the altcoin market, amidst all of our pain and dismay, has slumped by $234 billion in the past 2 weeks, making it one of the largest altcoin devaluations according to Glassnode's latest report. And this is data going back to all the way back to 2021. Okay, so the pain is real. And here's the statistical visualization of how much pain we have had in the altcoin sector, being matched, not to be outdone, by right about June, maybe May of 2021. Now, these devaluations hitting the same levels. You know, you could be calling it, is this the bear market is now upon us? And a lot of people could be worrying about that because catch them all. You know, I'm not even going to say, should I?
Do what you want. I do not care. If you say anything, I'm here for it.
There's likely a new meta coming up. There's likely going to be a new meta on Pump.fun coming up from that. I mean, I'm not touching it with a 10-foot pole, but it's going to be there. And it'll probably rug to 0.2, just the same way. Ban hammer on Fat Cat. Oh, my God. Why? What'd Fat Cat do?
He's talking about, what's it called? This Pepe shit.
Wall
Street Pepe comes out on Monday. Pre-sale is over.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. Dudes, I mean, all right. So we just talked about one you bought and you sold and you got out of the way and then it went to hell.
Yeah.
All right.
This is going to be the exact same thing.
See, I have a worse time doing that because I like buying things that I can basically hold for months on end, if not years on end. That's why I lose a lot of time. Like I barely won on Trump. I actually hit still a 3x on it.
Yeah. But
I won on Trump. I could have sold it I was sitting there holding Trump token like this is going to go to $100. It hit $80, only $20 away, and I didn't pull the trigger, bro.
Yeah.
You know? And so when I was looking at it, I was like still well up. I could buy Arrow, I could buy Morpho, I could buy Ondo. What I do, maybe it's never a mistake listening to my wife. My wife came to me last night. Actually, she was going to sleep and the door was closed and she's like, honey. I had to get up watching my trench warfare movie because that's how I calm myself. And like, do we have any Cardano? I was like, yeah, we got a little bit of Cardano. And she's like, how much? And I was like, kind of low, kind of in comparison. It's not near as much as like Morpho or Ondo or Aerodrome that we have, or not near to Chainlink. I could feel the disappointment flow through the air. I could feel the vibe shift just a little bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I squeaked the door open. I'm like, hey, honey, why do you want me to buy Cardano? I know that I covered the Trump potentials. I know we always cover Cardano. Why is it now you feel like we're underexposed at Cardano? She brought up the Nakamoto coefficient. She brought up the longevity of the network. She brought up essentially how long this thing is going to last. She brought up how Charles has already had the in. He's going to be at least on the board from what it looks like right now, and the Microsoft partnership that Hoskinson's been talking about. I bought Cardano. I YOLO'd in. I was like, you know what? When I ignore my wife, bad things happen. Not only metaphysically, but financially. So when fine. You know what I mean?
You just did it.
Tia, take the wheel. You know? Some ones she buys, they don't go well. Honestly, she had a lot of reason. One of my favorite people on the planet, BJ, is one of the most intelligent people I've ever came across. You know, I'm in it with him. And maybe it's a virtue hold where I hold it with him as we sit there watching the rest of the market go nuts. Yep. But that's okay for me because I still have a really great bag of Morpho, really great bag of Ondo, Aerodrome, and Chainlink. I think that we're going to find success in at least one of these in a huge, huge way. So, you know what? I believe in decentralization. I got into crypto because I wanted to be able to communicate with people without the government stopping my communications, encrypted communications, crypto, encryption. And so that's how I found Bitcoin to begin with. And seeing all of this stuff go down on Solana, seeing all of this disillusionment take hold within the crypto community, it has taken a little piece of my crypto soul and kind of tried to squeeze it down. And when I bought the Cardano, I felt my heart get a little bit bigger for decentralization, for the immutability of these systems that are being built as. And I really, I had to do it. And I do feel better. Listen to your wife or she will shank you while you sleep. That is good advice from VZ Fat Cat as well.
Yep.
What's going on?
That's good enough advice to get you.
You are banned.
Get out of here.
Oh my God. Oh. And I see so many people highlighting a lost project that is never going to come back. It's never going to. Now, let's all get high with Charles. I spent like 4 or 5 hours with Hoskinson. Really doubt he's on drugs. Really doubt. Very awkward dude.
Mm-hmm.
In like almost too intelligent for comfortability.
Yeah.
You know, and is it Wario? His, you know, I mean, he could be a villain. He could be a villain in like a Mario game.
Could be.
You know, but you know what? I used to live. Actually, where I moved from was about. It was like a block or two from him. Kind of crazy. So just a backstory on that. But yes, now I am heavily overexposed to Cardano with DZ, with TJ, and you know what? I'm fine with it. It's an ethics hold. I like decentralization, and it was the same conversation me and TJ had not too terribly long ago. TJ popped on the show, and we were talking about Cardano when he was sitting here stuck at what was it, like 30 cents?
Something like
Maybe
that.
35 cents. And we talked about it's basically an ethics hold. If you believe in decentralization, it's a great one to listen to or to hold on to. And really, you know, that was literally the next day it started and it hit $1.20 in like very fast fashion, you know. So, you know, the time does come. I've seen it calm down a little bit on the price action. I still have good confluence that we are going to see a bull market. I don't necessarily think that it's going to require quantitative easing, but I am of the opinion that the Federal Reserve, in the situation that we're at right now, really cannot continue on without some form of quantitative easing. Who's got deleted? Why?
I deleted him because I don't like what he said. Okay, I don't like what he said.
Unview.
You want to see his shit?
View. I want to see it.
Yeah, you read that. You don't have to say it out loud. If you don't like it, you don't.
Oh
like
yeah,
it.
boring.
Yeah, exactly. Banned.
I mean, they think they got that on me. You ain't got shit.
I know, but still,
You are banned!
I have too much fun.
Yeah. So, and that's what's important. Like, you know, if you're an actual man, you can handle your shit. You can take care of your wife. You can take care of your kids.
Mhm.
And you won't go skirting off into the woods with some Satanist witch and end up burning thing to the ground. Right? That's what happened. Now, on the final note that I have here from Alex Becker. This isn't a hard cycle. You literally just have to be patient. The entire world is pivoting to crypto. Paired with all of these strategic reserves, all the conversations about, you know, which blockchain is Elon Musk going to pick to put the government debt onto. You know, all of these things are happening right now. The entire world is pivoting to crypto hard. All you asked to do to get rich here is to be bored for a bit. It's never been more of a sure thing. And this is where we are right now. People are giving up. They are really giving up right now, and it's absolutely pathetic. Like how this is where the people that come in for the money get wrecked, is because if you are coming in, you see the number go up, you put, say, $10,000 into Altcoin at $2 a unit, because wow, now you hear it's going to 10, now you hear it's going to 20. The price resets on you. You are exit liquidity for these people. You have to believe in what you're seeing. You have to research what you're seeing, and you have to have a hope that things can have a chance to change. If you would have told me that Elon Musk was in charge of dismantling overexpenditure from the government in 2020, I would have thought you're crazy. You are smoking opium. That will never happen, ever. Then what we have right now is that is tangibly occurring. What we have right now is the conversation and litigation towards a Bitcoin reserve for the United States. BZ Fat Cat, let them come in and get wrecked. God, it's kind of what's going to happen, though. It's kind of what's going to happen, right?
100%.
Like they're going to hear, and what's going to happen is Bitcoin's going to continue. Like Bitcoin will pull back to a degree, but retail will come in kind of at the 8th or 9th inning as things are just completely frothy. And this goes, a lot of people I know that are learned about crypto in this cycle. They started buying at the top last cycle.
Whoops.
And then they kept DCAing into the good ones. And now They have a big bag of good projects, and they'll be able to, it takes multiple cycles. It takes multiple cycles to really learn the chops of crypto. This is one of the most disruptive asset classes this planet has ever seen. Outside of changing out from salts to hard metals being transacted for value, outside of, instead of just communication, we used pens. Those were big advancements for humanity as well. But being able to send value from one place to the next on the internet, tangible value, that is a huge advancement for society. If you really sit back and think about it, that changes the game for e-commerce, for how things that we know to change. And that's kind of why I showed that, how we're keeping the retirement funds in these manila folders.
Yeah.
In a mine 230 feet below the ground. Old school doesn't mean that it's the only school. And I think that we're set up in a pretty good way. You just have to be okay being bored. Shout out to This is the Bitcoin Way. Love the show on Arrow with Crypto Veteran. Will there be more shows building on this? We should with Veteran Crypto.
Yeah.
I've been meaning to get on Veteran Crypto show again. It's so hard on Sunday, but I'm going to try to make that happen. That is something. Veteran's an awesome person. And he really is really deep into the liquidity pools and adding. I think he's doing Aerodrome and Morpho.
Yeah, he's also doing VVV too.
VVV as well.
Yeah.
VVV as well. Also, support the channel. You know what I mean? Keep your crypto off exchanges. Don't trust exchanges. Get yourself a cold storage wallet. This is a Arculus cold storage. It's very simple to use. You tap it to your phone, use 3-factor authentication, and you can get into your crypto. You can send and swap it very, very easily. It's a very, very powerful tool to stay out of the danger zone of keeping your crypto on an exchange. Because at a point, there will be dangers to leaving your crypto on exchanges. We've seen those even in those flash crashes. That flash crash down to say both of these actually. We saw smaller exchanges cut off access to their users during these. And the signs of those weaknesses were probably because they didn't have the funds to pay out when these flash crashes happen. Please look at Ket. I feel like Matthew King is such a big supporter of the channel. I'm going to look very closely at Ket. We just need, is it not ketamine?
No.
Ket, K-E-T. I'll look at that for you, Matthew King. Plume. Let's see how Plume is doing. Someone was mentioning Plume is doing all right today. We're looking for the diamonds in the rough, things that are doing kind of the others, doing the upside while the others are kind of ranging here, getting edged. Plume is up 13%. I like that.
Jeez, nice.
I like that a lot. Where's the overall graph? A little bit of danger zone. It's only been out for like a month or something like that. Plume is partnered up with Ondo. It's in the RWA sector. Ondo's got its own chain now. People are trying to say that since Ondo has its own chain, Plume's use case is taken away. I beg to differ from that conversation. The ecosystem of which Ondo is rolling out is much larger than, in my opinion, anything we could have ever imagined. Putting Wall Street on chain, we're talking derivatives market, we're talking quadrillions of dollars.
So much money.
That's a lot of money. So there is a lot of crazy stuff coming for you guys. I love and appreciate every single one of you out there that supports the channel. And I even love the haters. I do. They will see the light. At the end of the day, it will be clearer than ever. Make sure to support the channel. Sign up for BTCC. I'm getting in with Josh, Kelly, and DZ on our trading group we're setting up. And we're going to be posting our links for all of our respective exchanges. I'm going to be utilizing BTCC. Also, on the edge of finally getting that trading bot in place so I can set it and forget it on the trades. It's a very powerful tool. Excited to roll that out for you and excited about this channel's growth. My God, this is such a cool time. Thank you guys for supporting the channel. Make sure you're subscribed. Become a member. Usually the button's right here. Become a member. It's like $1.25 a week. And we're going to go lay out tonight's video.
Indeed.
Got some pretty interesting stuff to talk about. I really feel like the next big thing, I've been hammering the Paul Atkins RWA pump.
Yeah.
So we already have content on that to keep people in the know. But I might want to roll out RFKs incoming. We might have to roll out what Make America Healthy Again truly means. Yep. But also the this Paul Atkins thing is right around the corner. It's probably going to happen in March. We probably need to get people's eyes back on that. Top RWA projects to hold within. But I appreciate every single one of you out there. Make sure to stay based, take care of your loved ones, never give up on them first and foremost. And I will see you in a few. Take care.